Good morning, students. In today's class, I will be explaining conditional statements in C++. Conditional statements are also known as decision-making statements. In our previous class, we learned about what are pointers. Pointers are nothing but variable which holds the address of another variable. How pointers are declared? The general syntax of pointer declaration is point data type star variable name. So here the mark star indicates that the variable is a pointer type. And how to initialize the pointer? What do you mean by pointer initialization? Pointer initialization means we should make the pointer to hold the address of some variable. For example, a is a variable, and if we want the pointer p to be the pointer for a means, then we have to initialize it as p equal to ampersand of a. Then what are pointer arithmetic? Which are all the arithmetic operation which are valid with respect to pointer, and which are all the arithmetic operation which are not valid in pointers. For example, if p1 and p2 are the two properly initialized pointer, then p1 plus p2, p1 into p2, p1 slash p2 all are invalid operation. Whereas p1 minus p2 is a valid operation. The meaning of p1 and minus p2 is it gives you the number of elements present between those two pointers. Suppose you have an array called A, and you have used two pointers for the same array called A. In that case, P1 minus P2 gives the number of elements present between the pointer P1 and P2. Even addition of an integer number to a pointer variable is valid. P plus 4, P plus 2, etc. They are all valid operations. And we also learned about how pointer can be used to access the element of an array, how pointers are used to access the members of a structure, and how pointers are used with strings. If A is an array and P is a pointer for A mean, to start with, we should initialize the pointer to hold the address of the zeroth element of an array called A using P equal to ampersand A0 or P equal to A. Later, any ith of element of an array is accessed using star P plus I. So star P plus I gives the value of AI. P plus I gives the address of A. In today's class, we will be discussing about the need for conditional statement. Why conditional statements are required? Which are all the conditional statements available in C++? How to use different conditional statements in programming. Conditional statement, another name is decision-making statement. At the end of today's class, you will be learning why conditional statements are required, which are all the conditional statements which are supported in C++ language, and how to use the various conditional statements in program. We know that any program execution follows three different constructs. They are named as sequential construct, decision making, and iterative statement or iterative construct. In a sequential construct, as the name indicates, in the sequential construct, what happens is the statements in the program are executed in the same order in which it is written in the program. That means the statements are executed one after the other in one particular sequential order. Hence, it's called a sequential struct or sequential construct. For example, if your program consists of 10 lines, in sequential execution, what happens is the first line is executed. Only after executing the first line, it executes the second line, then the third line, then the fourth line, then the last. So you cannot jump the statement in between. But sequential construct or sequential mode of execution is suitable for small sized program. But in many situations, what happens is we cannot stick on to sequential mode of execution, because in many situations, what happens is we need to check a condition. Depending on the value of the condition, we may have to skip some statement, or we want to execute some other statement by skipping some statement. So these situations will arise. In that case, either we have to make use of decision-making statement or iterative statement. So decision-making statement and iterative statement collectively are known as control structures in C++. So in the iterative statement, what happens is, in the decision-making statement, a condition is evaluated. If it is true, means some group of statements are executed. If the condition is false, means some other group of statements are executed. But Whether the condition is true or false, the block of statement is executed only once in case of decision making. Whereas in the case of iterative statement, a condition is evaluated. If it is true, a block of statement is executed. After that, it goes back and check the condition again. So as long as the test condition is giving the value true, means the block of statements are repeatedly executed. Once the test condition becomes false, means then we skip executing the block of the statement. So here the block of the group of statements are repeatedly executed as long until some condition for the termination of the loop are satisfied. The various control structures available in C++ are broadly classified into two: conditional statement and looping statement. Some of the conditional statements available in C++ are if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, if else ladder, also called as else if ladder, switch statement. And the various looping statements or iterative statements are while statement, do while statement, for statement. They are also called as while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Let us take up the various conditional statements one by one. The first conditional statement is if statement. So this statement, we also call it a simple if statement. The general syntax of simple if statement is like this: if test condition, then statement block, then finally statement X. It works like this. First, the test condition is evaluated. Test condition is either a relational expression or a logical expression. In our operator, we have learned that a relational expression gives the value true or false. A conditional expression also gives the value true or false. So here, test condition is either a relational expression or a logical expression. If the test condition gives true, or if the test condition value is true, then all the statements contained in the statement block are executed. Then the control moves to the statement X. If the condition is false, if the test condition gives the false result, then the statement contained in the statement block are not executed. Straight away it goes to the statement X. So whether the condition is true or false, the final control will be to the statement X. But in case of true, after executing the statement contained in the statement block, it goes to statement X. In case of false result, it straight away goes to the statement X. So this is a simple flow chart illustrating if statement, test condition. So since a test condition gives the value true or false, I made use of decision box. So true means statement block is executed, then goes to statement X. False means straight away go to statement X by skipping the statement block. This is one simple program illustrating how if statements are used in the program. So the purpose of this program is to check whether a given number is even or not. So A is a variable. That one we want to check whether it is even or not. Then enter a number. So this message, display the message, this statement see out, enter a number, end line, display the message, enter a number on your monitor. Then the system wait for you to input one number. You input any number you want. Suppose you input 10, then A value becomes 10. Then it checks the condition whether A percentage 2 equal to 0. Since the given number A is 10, 10 percentage 2 is equal to 0 is true, because when 10 when divided by 2, it leaves the remainder 0. So since the condition is true, these two lines are executed. So what's the output you are getting? 10 is an even number. Then it shows 10 is divisible by 2. After that, it goes to the statement C out. I mean 10 is printed. So in case of the input number is 10, the condition becomes true, means your output will be 10 is an even number, 10 is divisible by 2, and then finally display the number 10. Instead of 10, suppose the value of A I have inputted as 11. In that case, A percentage 2 equal to 0 is false. In that case, the statement contained within the two braces, left brace and right brace, are not executed. Straight away it moves to the statement C out A end line. In that case, it shows only the number 11. So here, the statement C out A is an even number, C out A is divisible by 2. These two statements constitute statement block, whereas C out A corresponds to the statement X. In the case of if statement, we are interested in only true possibility. If the condition is true, we want to execute the statement block. Otherwise, don't execute. That's all. But in some situation, what happens is, if the condition is true, I want to execute one block of statement. The condition is false, I want to execute another block of statement. In that case, we have to go for second form of if statement called if else statement. The general syntax is if test condition, then the statement block, else statement block 2, then statement X. How it works? Test condition is evaluated. Just before that one I have explained with respect to if statement, a test condition value is either true or false. If it is true, then all the statement contained in statement block 1 are executed, then goes to the statement X. It will not execute the statements contained in statement block 2. On the other hand, the test condition gives false result. In that case, all the statements contained in statement block 1 are skipped. It executes the statements contained in statement block 2 and finally goes to the statement X. So here also, whether the condition is true or false, the final control will be to the statement X. But in case of true, execute the statement in block 1, then go to statement X. In case of false, execute the statement contained in block 2, then go to statement X. So here we are interested in both true and false possibility. True means block 1, false means block 2. So this is a flowchart illustrating if-else statement. Test condition, true means statement block, then take an exit, go to the statement X. False means execute the statements in block 2, then take an exit, go to statement X. I think now you understood the difference between if statement and if-else statement. In case of if, only true means statement block. False, we are least bothered. In case of if-else statement, we are interested in both true and false possibility. So same program I have written making use of if-else statement. So here A is a variable of integer type. C out, enter a number, display the message, enter a number, C in A. So the system wait for you to input the value for A. Suppose I input A equal to 10 means the condition is true because 10% 2 is equal to 0. In that case, these two statements are executed. So 10 is an even number, 10 is divisible by 2. Then these two lines are skipped. In case the input number is 11, in that case, the statement contained in the first two set of braces are skipped. Then the statement contained in the second set of braces are executed. It displays the message 11 is an odd number and 11 is not divisible by 2. So here, see out, A is an even number, A is divisible by 2. That constitute statement block 1. Whereas A is an odd number, A is not divisible by 2, constitute statement block 2. The third form of if statement is nested if statement. As the name indicated, here one if statement is contained within another if statement. Let us take the general syntax. If test condition 1, left brace, if test condition 2, then statement block 1, else statement block 2, else statement block 3. Now we'll see how it works. Here also test condition 1, test condition 2, etc. They are either relational expression or logical expression. Here, first test condition 1 is evaluated. There are two possibilities. The result of test condition 1 may be true or false. If it is true, then test condition 2 is evaluated. Again, the result of test condition is again either true or false. Test condition 1 is also true and test condition 2 is also true mean. Both the conditions are true mean. Then the statement contained in statement block 1 are executed. Then goes to the statement X. Suppose test condition 1 is true, but test condition 2 is false. In that case, statement contained in statement block 2 are executed, then goes to the statement X. Suppose test condition 1 itself is false mean, then what happens is it will execute the statements contained in block 3. So block 1 statements are executed when condition 1 and condition 2 is true. Block 2 is executed when condition 1 is true, condition 2 is false, and block 3 is executed when condition 1 is false. So here also, here what happens is test condition 2 is contained within test condition 1. That means test condition 2 is evaluated only if the test condition is true. Hence it is called as a nested if statement. The flowchart, very simple flowchart. Test condition 1, true mean test condition 2. That is also true mean statement block 1. Test condition 1 is true, but test condition 2 is false mean statement block 2. Test condition 1 itself is false mean statement block 3. So in all these three cases, the final control goes to the statement X. Let us take another example which illustrates the usage of nested if statement. This is one well-known problem in most of the programming languages. This is to determine the largest or the biggest among three numbers. So three numbers I have taken it as A, B, C. So C out, enter three number, C in A, B, C. So here, if A greater than B, that is the first condition, condition 1, Then you check the condition whether A is greater than C also. A is greater than B is also true. A greater than C is also true. Both of them are true means the naturally the biggest number is A. So display the method A is biggest. Suppose A greater than B is true. 20 and 10. A is 20 and B is 10. So 20 greater than 10 is true. But C, A greater than C is false. Suppose C value is 30 means this condition is false. In that case, display the method C is the biggest. Suppose A greater than B itself is false. Then the other possibility B can be either greater than C or B can be less than C. B greater than C means B is bigger. Otherwise, C is the biggest. So this is a simplest program which illustrates how nested if statement can be used to determine the biggest among three numbers. Here I have taken one additional variable called big. If you want the one of the biggest number, we can store it in the variable called big also. But anyway, this variable is not used here. If you want, you can remove that variable. The fourth form of if statement is if else ladder. One difference between if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, and if else ladder is in case of if statement and if else statement, only one condition is there and one block of statement is executed. In the case of if statement, if the condition is true, execute the block. Otherwise, don't execute. In the case of if else statement, the condition is true, execute block 1. The condition is false, execute block 2. So one condition, one block. But here, in many situations, what happens is there are several conditions. Out of several conditions, only one condition will be true. And in that case, only one block of statement has to be executed. In such a situation, we make use of if else ladder. It works like this. If test condition, block 1, else if test condition, block 2, else if test condition, block 3, and so on. Finally, else if test condition n-1, block n-1, else statement block n, finally a statement n. So here what happens is, first test condition 1 is evaluated. There are only two possibilities. The result of test condition 1 is true or false. If it is true, then statement contained in statement block 1 are executed. Rest of the condition, rest of the block are skipped. Straight away it goes to the statement X. Suppose condition 1 is false, then it takes the second condition, test condition 2. Again, test condition 2 also result is either true or false. True means execute the statement contained in statement block 2. Then don't execute any other block. Straight away go to the statement X. So here, out of n by n condition, only one condition will be true. Whichever condition is true, the corresponding block is executed. That means condition 1 is true means block 1. No means then only check the second condition. Second condition true means execute the block 2. Then don't execute any other condition. Go to statement A. Condition 1 is also false. Condition 2 is also false. Then only you proceed to check the condition 3. So we move to the check. We move checking the next condition only if the previous condition is true. If the previous condition is true means then execute only that block. Then skip the remaining thing and goes to the statement X. So this is a simple flow chart which illustrates the usage of nested or if else ladder. So by looking at the diagram, you can understand why it is called if else ladder. It's just like ladder moving up one by one. Condition 1 is taken, its possibilities and final result is condition 1 is true or false. True means execute the block 1, exit. False means take the condition. Condition 2, true means execute the block 2, go to the statement A. False means condition 3. So only if the previous condition is false, then only you go to the next condition. If all the n-1 conditions are false, means then naturally n condition must be true. Execute the statement contained in block n. Again go to the statement. N possibility, one block. All the conditions cannot be true, and in that case, all the block also you cannot execute. Only one condition will be true. Only that block has to be executed. This is another simple example to illustrate nest if else ladder. So the problem here is to classify the triangle based on the length of three sides. A, B, C are the length of three sides. We know that how the triangles are classified. If all the three sides are equal, it's a equilateral triangle. Any two sides are equal, it is isosceles. All the three sides are unequal, it is scalene triangle. But before classifying them as equilateral, isosceles, and scaling, first check whether it's a triangle or not. If in a triangle classification, if the length of single side exceeds the sum of the other two sides, you cannot construct a triangle with those three sides. Suppose A is 10 centimeter, B and C are 2 and 1 centimeter, then you cannot construct a triangle. So you should make sure that the length of one single side should not be more than the sum of the other two sides. I will explain the program. So the inputs are A, B, C. A value is greater than B plus C or B is greater than A plus C, or C is A plus B. If any one condition is true, that's why I used OR operator, they do not form a triangle. Else means what? This condition is false. This condition is false means it is possible to construct a triangle. Then if A equal to B and B equal to C, A is equal to B and B is also equal to C, then naturally A equal to C, that is a transitive property. In that case, it is an equilateral triangle. If A equal to B or B equal to C or A equal to C, any one condition is true. In that case, it is an isosceles triangle. If all the previous conditions are false, then naturally it must be a scaling triangle. So today we have discussed about what are conditional or decision making statement, what are iterative statement, which are all the three programming constructs for execution, then what are the different forms of if statement like if statements, if else statement, nested if, else if ladder, etc. So based on today's class, some probable review questions are: name the three program execution construct. What are conditional statement? Give example. What are iterative statement? Name them. Explain the various forms of if statement. The difference between conditional statement and an iterative statement is in both we have a test condition. The difference is in the case of conditional statement, test condition is evaluated. True means one block is executed. That's all. Only once it is executed. In case of iterative statement, a condition is there. True means execute the block, then go back, check the condition again. But that is the major difference between a conditional statement and a iterative statement. In a conditional statement, the block of statement is executed only once. In iterative statement, they may be executed more number of times, any number of times. So based on today's class, I have framed some interesting multiple choice question. In a decision making statement, minimum number of times statements are executed is. In a decision making statement, what happens is first test a condition, true means block of statement. When the very first time when the condition is false means a block of statement is not even executed once. So minimum number of times the statements are executed is 0. So the correct answer is B. The value of X in the statement X equal to A plus plus B greater than B is. So here you have to understand how a plus plus operator works and also how a relational operator works. So here the plus plus operator or increment operator is used as a postfix operator. In the case of postfix operator, first the original value of the variable is taken for comparison purpose. After the comparison is over, the variable gets incremented. So what is the original value for A? 8. Is it 8 greater than the value of B? That is also 8 is greater than 8? No. The answer is false. False in C++ is denoted as 0. The correct answer is B. But after executing the statement A plus plus greater than B, A becomes 9. But here for condition X value will be false. So X value will be 0. In if else ladder statement, number of blocks executed. How many blocks are there? Many blocks are there. Many conditions are there. But only one block will be executed depending on which condition is true. If the first condition is true, first block. Second condition true, second block. N minus 1 condition is true, nth block. None of the condition is true, means nth block. So number of blocks are executed is only 1. So this is another interesting problem. Probably it will be useful for your interviews. If A equal to 5, B equal to 6, then the final value of B. I'm not asking the final value of X. A less than B or plus plus B equal to 7. So here you should understand how an OR operator works. We know that in the case of OR operator, both are, if any one condition is true, the result is true. So A is how much? 5. B is 6. 5 less than 6. True or false? So the answer is true. In the case of the operator follows it is an OR operator. In the case of OR operator, one property is if the first condition itself is true, second expression is not evaluated. So plus plus B equal to 7 is not evaluated. So it will not test this statement. So A less than B is true means X value will be true. But in that case, B value, since this line is not executed, B value continues to be 6. The correct answer is B. The last question is, again, based on the property of AND operator. A equal to 5, B equal to 6. Then the final value of B is A less than B. A is how much? 5. B is 6. A less than B. True or false? True. But you cannot assume that the final expression value is also true. Because in the case of AND operator, what happens here? The final result will be true only when both the expressions are true. Here A less than B is only true. But this is that we don't know whether it is true or false. So in that case, it evaluates the second expression also. If both the expression gives the value true mean, then the value of X is true. Now, plus b. B is how much? 7. 7 equal to 7. That is also true. Now what happens? Since both the expressions are evaluated, the b value will be 7. The correct answer is A. Students, hope you have understood the concept that I explained today. And the multiple choice question, especially in the today's class, what are the multiple choice I have given? No, they are very, very important. That is not only to test you how the conditional statements are used, that I want you to test how whether you understood the different operators also. So based on both the operators and the conditional statement, I have framed some important multiple choice question. Definitely you note down all these questions. It will be useful whenever you go for interviews after completion of your final year. So I will conclude my class today. Okay, good luck. Thank you.